paper in its place.
AM 560, The Answer.
We've had a great number of conversations today, beginning with Stephen Kleva, continuing on with Ed Samuel, and finally Catherine Johns, who joined me here in studio. And I'm thrilled to be joined by returning guest, my friend, my mentor, and the author of a brand new, fantastic bestseller, Broken America, Dr. Jim White. Welcome back to Get Down to Business.
My pleasure. How you doing this evening, Scott?
I'm doing well, Jim. Thank you so much for joining us. And we have been talking over the past number of weeks. We've been talking all about a number of areas of people first. Tonight, I want to talk to you briefly about measuring your performance, measuring your success, because sometimes it's about working smarter, not harder. Jim, what are your thoughts in those areas?
My thoughts in measuring performance is first start with a very specific goal that you want to accomplish. Then you got to put a system together where you set at least minimum twice a month to be able to measure what you set for those goals. So, and that's what I find over the years, that people actually have problem measuring performance because they don't really set a goal to be able to measure.
And I know one of those foundations for you in your Circle of Success platform is the goal and control. I know it's a staple at Post-Harvest Technologies and all of the companies that you have been privileged to lead, is goal and control meetings in the beginning, middle of the month, checking in, making sure that you are measuring in those areas. So what are some of the things that business owners that might be tuning in to Get Down to Business can, as I always say, implement this week in measuring performance and measuring success in perhaps a goal and control meeting?
Start with the financials, number one, especially this day and age. For any business owner, you got 3 scorecards that you should be measuring. That is your balance sheet, P&L, and cash flow. So those are the things that you should be ordering and controlling each and every day. And as you said, in our goal control process, we do twice a month to be able to say, this is our goal, this is our financial goal, this is our cost goal, this is our cash flow, where are you? And you do that in such a fashion where it's actually no excuses associated with it. So you got to be very specific. So set the goal, hold them accountable to those goals, and accept no excuses. These things cannot be tied to any excuses. So you've got to be able to measure very specifically, especially in those 3 areas.
Absolutely, and I love the choice of those 2 words, goal and control. Control, I tend to think of, as you were just saying, the reports. You look at the reports, and that gives you the opportunity to sort of control and sort of check in on what's going on. But the goals, connecting the dots with what we talked about last week, it's people first, is you give everybody around the table, or in this era of COVID-19 on Zoom or WebEx, the opportunity to set their own goals. So what are some of the ways that you can use those meetings and use these check-ins in goals and controls to motivate people to perform better and make each month a little bit more sort of advanced than the month prior?
Motivation comes for most people by being able to accomplish a specific goal that you set. You start creating a history of performance, what I call you start creating value for yourself. And that is motivational for most people. So if you can set realistic goals and put a strategy behind them and then measure them in accomplishment, you're creating value. And that is absolutely one of the most motivational experiences you can get. And that's what I've seen for the past 40 years, is to be able to set those goals and measure them.
I've been chatting with Dr. Jim White about measuring your performance and, again, connecting the dots, as I always love to do. We are measuring our performance. That is what election season is all about, is measuring our country's performance. And I know that that's something that you talk about in the book that we mentioned earlier, Broken America. We talk about it each week. And we are in for a check-in for that goal and control meeting with the election. How do you think we're doing?
Well, I think we could do better. I think there's no question about it that I think we need to renegotiate with all of our politicians, because I think on both sides of the aisle we're falling short, quite frankly.
Well, Jim, I appreciate you joining us each week on Get Down to Business. You can check out brokenamerica.com and check out my website, shalomklein.com, to download podcasts from the show. We'll be back next Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on AM 560, The Answer.